Tonight on News with Kait, we'll be talking about the 2020 election because that's all anybody ever talks about, even now that it's over.
What will the world continue to look like after this historic election? Will we all get to go to Coachella again, or will the world continue to feel like a never-ending fire festival?
We'll get your reactions to this catastrophe of a vote and get some real opinions from some real people behind some never-before-washed face masks.
Stay tuned for the News with Kait. And me, I guess.
This is the News with Kait. Hi, I'm Kaitlyn Hart.
And I'm Stephen Peterson.
And this is the News with Kait.
This has been a really shitty year. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that, but we wanted to get it out of the way and acknowledge the disastrous garbage fire that 2020 has been.
Here's a short list of just some of the things the world has suffered through this year. Historic wildfires around the world, the coronavirus pandemic, the death of George Floyd, the death of Kobe and Gianna Bryant, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, murder hornets, Muslim internment camps in China, everybody thinking Kim Jong-un was dead, Kanye West running for president and actually making it on some of the ballots, and that's not even close to everything, because we also had a shit show of an election.
This election was a lot. Worries about mail-in voting, the president blatantly refusing to denounce white supremacy, Trump getting COVID, and spending every day hoping Joe Biden didn't just say, I give up. And we wouldn't have blamed him.
There were lots of debates that caused lots of tension, lots of screaming about taxes, old men yelling about Russia, and that was just at my house for Thanksgiving. We got to see the first female Black and South Asian vice president, the first out gay man running for president, and the first old demented orangutan to run for a second term and be defeated, only to descend into a mental breakdown and claim that the only votes that should be counted are votes that went for him.
After years of this grueling presidential campaign between former Vice President Joe Biden and current President Donald Trump...
Stephen, it was only 11 months.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure it's been at least 2 years.
Trump was named the Republican nominee in March of this year.
Damn. All right, well, after 11 months, I guess, we could probably safely say that Joe Biden is president-elect, depending on who you ask.
If you ask any news coverage station, they will tell you that Joe Biden won the popular vote by a record-breaking 75 million votes so far, and the Electoral College vote by 273 to 214. But like we've all been expecting, Trump didn't concede, and he probably won't ever concede, further elaborating on the culture of negativity he has brought to the U.S.
Trump is such a sore loser. When you look up loser.com, it comes up with Trump's Wikipedia page. That's not even a joke. Look it up right now.
To further investigate just how much bad blood people were really feeling before the election, we thought it might be helpful to go on the street and ask people mask to mask what they thought about how the 2020 election was going to turn out 2 weeks before it even happened. Hi, my name is Kaitlyn Hart and I'm a student at Idaho State University. I'm going around and asking people to describe the political climate in one word. Can you describe what you think it feels like right now?
Hell.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, sorry. Can I ask you a quick question? In one word, how would you describe the political climate right now?
Tragedy.
Okay, what about you? What about you? Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Can you describe our political climate in one word?
Trepidatious.
Can you tell me what that means?
Just sort of a feeling of apprehension or nervousness.
Sick, thank you. Excuse me? Hey.
Yep.
If I asked you to describe the political climate in one word, what would you say?
Aggravating.
Look, I hate to break it to everyone, but things are probably going to stay the same. No matter what happened, there's still going to be racists, there's still going to be forest fires, and dumbasses will always be dumbasses. Think of it like this. At least there's some consistency you can always count on.
When we come back, we'll be talking about everybody's favorite buzzkill, the coronavirus.
We'll also get into what college looks like during a pandemic and why TV's Chris Cuomo needs a vacation even more than the rest of us.
Welcome back. This year, not only have we seen one of the most mind-numbingly frustrating political shit shows of all time, but during all of this, the entire world has been living through the coronavirus pandemic, otherwise known as COVID-19, and the reason we have had unused Disneyland tickets since early March.
At least for me, I never thought I'd have to live during a pandemic. A year ago, Zoom was just an adjective for drug addicts to use to describe what doing ecstasy feels like. Believe it or not, last week I actually used the sentence, I might just have to Zoom on the highway. A year ago, that would have got me pulled over for speeding. Now it would get me arrested for attending class while driving.
Over 1 million people have died so far due to the coronavirus, and it is now one of the leading causes of death in the world. Unsurprisingly, the United States has failed miserably to handle the pandemic, once again falsely believing that if you eat enough apple pie, watch enough Monday Night Football, and quote enough Napoleon Dynamite, you are essentially invincible.
As stupid and orange as Trump is, not only is the world laughing at his toupee and the toilet paper on his shoe, the world is also laughing at us because of it. So at least these past 4 years have brought joy to somebody.
The media has been in a constant frenzy ever since Trump announced his running back in 2015, and it's only gotten worse. But some journalists have been trying to make the best of it. American TV journalist and presenter of Cuomo Primetime, Chris Cuomo, and his brother, Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, have been really trying to provide some light in such a dark time.
Thank you for coming back to the show. Mom told me I had to.
Can I ask you, where are you?
I'm in the process of making a point.
Where you
where
are.
I am. I'm in my basement.
But where are you physically?
I'm in my
you're
basement.
in your basement.
That's what I just said. Yeah, that's where I am.
Oh, you're in your basement. I see. Well, you spend a lot of time there, right? Christina says she sends you there a lot.
Here.
And look, some of us have to work, right? I don't have the luxury of working 1 hour a day. God bless you.
Well,
I'm happy
first
for
of all,
you.
it's a full-time
But most of us
job.
work more than 1 hour a day. That's all I'm saying.
You certainly have been working a lot, and I'll tell you what, be careful. Not just because you look like you've been burning a lot of hours, but you show up in a lot of places, and I know it gives comfort to people, but if you get sick, God forbid, there's only one of you right now. And if you get sick, it's a problem. So I know you like to run around with your ill-fitting jacket, but just remember that. You got to stay healthy. I need you, big brother, because I love you, and you're the center of the family, but you're the center of the state right now also.
Thank you.
I love you. I'm proud of what you're doing. I know you're working hard for your state, but no matter how hard you're working, there's always time to call Mom. She wants to hear from you, just so you know.
Yeah, I called Mom. Just
Not what she
before I
said.
came on the show.
It's not what
By
she
the
said.
way, she said I was her favorite.
She never said
Good news is she said you were her second favorite. You're better than me.
Only
I'm proud of
on the basketball court.
you. Never, don't
That's
lie.
what Pop said. That's what Pop said.
Never. He did not.
what he said.
You never beat me
the
once.
country should
not
know.
once.
He said
You're
Andrew
all
has
talk,
tremendous
all show, no
capability.
go.
He is blessed in many ways, but he's got hands like bananas, and he can't play ball. Everybody knows it. Just saying.
Put the money
You're
on
doing
the
a great
table,
job, though.
and I'll take you out and spank you.
Let me ask you something. With all of this adulation that you're getting for doing your job, are you thinking about running for president? Tell the audience.
No.
No, you won't answer?
No, I answered. The answer is no.
No,
I answered
you're
the
not
question.
thinking about it?
Sometimes it's one word. I said no.
Have
No.
you thought about it?
No.
Are you open to thinking about it?
No.
Might you think about it at some point?
No.
How can you know what you might think about at some point right now?
Because I know what I might think about and what I won't think about. But you're a great interviewer, by the way.
Appreciate it. Learn from the best.
And you can't even blame them. If I had to talk about Trump every second of every hour of my shift for years on end, I would just call it quits and move off the grid. Probably find a happier place like North Korea or that sewer from the movie It.
If you didn't think that the state of North America was already ironic enough, resident invincible 74-year-old man and President of the United States for at least a couple more weeks, Donald Trump, contracted COVID-19 in early October.
The same man that made fun of Joe Biden for wearing a mask routinely calls it the China virus and told the American people that COVID was, quote, nothing to worry about, contracted the virus and was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Hospital for multiple days.
Trump getting COVID is like if an anti-vaxxer got polio. Because of the plethora of lies that people have been told by their president, it seems that people have just gotten dumber. Watch these reporters and journalists who have had to sit and listen to countless misinformed publics without ripping their own ears off.
You, as you sit here today, think that millions of illegal people voted in this country. You believe that there was widespread voting abuse.
I think there was in some states.
In the millions of people.
California allows it.
They
People
do
to
not
vote.
allow illegal. You mean voter fraud? California allows.
I believe there is voter fraud in this country.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go. This is question number one.
Okay.
Did or did not the nominee of your party say the following? My fingers are long and beautiful. It has been well documented are various other parts of my body.
False.
It is Trump. I'm sorry, you have been eliminated for Trump or false. Thank you so much for playing. Your candidate did talk about his penis.
You have to swear on a Bible to be an elected official in the United States of America. He alleges that a Muslim cannot do that ethically, swearing on the Bible.
You don't actually have to swear on a Christian Bible. You can swear on anything, really. I don't know if you knew that. You can swear on a Jewish Bible.
Oh, no,
You can
I
swear
swore on the Bible. I've done it 3 times.
I'm sure
Jay.
you have. I'm sure you've picked a Bible, but the law is not that you have to swear on a Christian Bible. That is not the law. You don't know that?
How this virus spreads, and I just want to put up for our viewers. I just want to put up for our viewers. This is a restaurant.
Anderson, you are tough.
No, I'm not
We're
talking.
back to China. This isn't China.
Yeah,
this is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the
That's
yellow
ignorant
circle.
to say
That's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too.
Stay tuned, because next, we'll be going over how college students are coping through COVID,
what life in a dorm with COVID is like, and if there are even any students who are actually attending class in 2020. Welcome back. We're both college students living during a pandemic, so we get it. Everyone wants to party and live like it's 1999.
except we were like maybe 6 months old at best back then, so that wouldn't really work.
But if you think about it, we're kind of in the scariest place to be right now besides like a hospital or a Chuck E. Cheese. We wear masks in class, we're afraid to be seen in public without proper protection, and we can't even see each other's faces. It's basically like we're all going to clown college, or spy school. If you think going to school during a pandemic is crazy, imagine living at school during a pandemic. That's what thousands of college students are living with while they live in the dorms during COVID-19.
To nobody's surprise, things are very different. Online labs, masks on when your roommate is home, only being allowed to take it off when you're alone, and only meeting your floor mates over Zoom.
Reminds me of my freshman year. That being alone in my dorm part, not really everything else.
So really not much has changed, huh?
Okay, well.
Can't relate. I'm a social butterfly. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, even though you're probably still stuck at home and didn't really have a choice.
Make sure to come back next time when we'll be talking about whatever the hell happens between now and next week. Stay safe and stay optimistic.